What if I told you one of South Africa's most dominant rugby forces wasn't even in the Springbok setup at 27? What if I told you this man outperformed Test players and still wasn't picked? Vincent Tshituka is the player the system ignored. A player forged in hardship, sculpted by pain, and now roaring through the United Rugby Championship with a vengeance. But his story is more than missed call-ups and brute power. It's a lesson in resilience, self-belief, and what happens when you unleash a warrior who's been held back for far too long. This is the story of Vincent Tshituka. And South African rugby might live to regret sleeping on him. Vincent Tshituka was born on March 21, 1998, in the Democratic Republic of Congo, one of the world's most war-torn and unstable regions. His family, fearing for their lives, fled to South Africa when Vincent was just a child. Settling in Johannesburg, the Tshituka family faced what so many immigrants do: poverty, prejudice, and survival. Vincent's father, a deeply religious man, taught his sons discipline, humility, and resilience. And it was in these streets, not rugby fields, where young Vincent developed his mental edge. His rugby journey didn't begin at Grey College or Paarl Gym. It began at Northcliffe High School, a solid but unspectacular rugby school in Joburg's northern suburbs. No elite scouts were knocking. No Craven Week headlines. Just raw, untapped potential. It was his first coach at Northcliffe, Andre de Lange, who once said, "He was raw. He'd hit too high, run too upright, but the hunger? That was different." Vincent never played for attention, he played like he was fighting for something. And he was. He was fighting for belonging. After school, Vincent wasn't on the radar of top academies. But he did enough to catch the eye of the Golden Lions Academy in 2017. Still, nothing came easy. Unlike peers fast-tracked to Currie Cup squads, Tshituka started in the U19s, grinding week by week. He didn't have the polished footwork or a schoolboy reputation. What he had was desire. And pain to convert into power. By 2018, he was playing for the Lions U21, where he began turning heads. His physicality stood out: dominant tackles, insane work rate, and a motor that never died. His Super Rugby debut came in 2019, aged 21, against the Jaguars. From that point, his rise was visible, but slow. Coaches trusted him, but selectors seemed to look elsewhere. The defining shift came when Vincent and his younger brother Emmanuel moved to the Sharks in 2022. The switch from the Highveld to Durban was more than geographic, it was symbolic. It marked his rebirth. In the United Rugby Championship, 2022-23, Vincent exploded. In his first full season. Tackle success rate, 92%. Turnovers 1, top 5 among flankers. Meters per carry, 6.4 m. Defenders beaten, 27. Try involvements, 11, 4 tries, 7 assists. Ruck arrivals per game, 22 plus. He was no longer just a hitter, he became a hybrid. A carrier, link man, offloader, and defensive leader. At 1.94 m and 107 kilograms, he was wrecking defenders but also running like a center. Think a cross between Siya Kolisi's explosive power and Pieter-Steph du Toit's relentless engine. Fans began asking, where's his call-up? Despite outshining many capped Boks statistically, Vincent was passed over. Time and time again. In 2022, when the Boks toured Europe, insiders reported Vincent was in the extended camp, but cut late. Rumors swirled that his citizenship status delayed eligibility. He only became officially eligible in 2023, despite being in South Africa since childhood. Even then, no call came. Springbok coach Jack Ninebo once said, "We look at combinations, systems, and roles, not just form." But rugby fans weren't buying it. Many saw it as a systemic flaw, a habit of ignoring those who didn't come from the right schools or brands. And Vincent? He never complained. Never made a media fuss. He just kept wrecking breakdowns, smashing tackles, and waiting. But inside? The fire grew. Vincent is obsessed with growth. Teammates say he studies his own games religiously. He works with a sports psychologist weekly. Sharks coach John Plumtree commented. Vincent doesn't just train harder, he trains smarter. He knows his weaknesses and attacks them. He's described by teammates as humble, spiritual, and intense. Not loud, but not soft either. A quiet alpha. The kind who walks in and shifts energy. At 1.94 meters tall and with a massive vertical leap, he's also dominant in the lineouts. Whether it's contesting opposition throws or securing set-piece ball, Tshituka adds elite-level lineout versatility. Some coaches even view him as a hybrid locker-flanker option. That versatility is a strength, but it also reveals a gap. While he plays as an open-side flanker, his weakness is that he doesn't steal the ball at the breakdown like a traditional fetcher. He's more a disruptor than a jackal. But what he lacks in pilfers, he makes up in power, pressure, and presence. In a cold, wet match in Wales, Tshituka had that game. Against the Scarlets, with Sharks missing senior Boks, Vincent played 80 minutes of gladiator rugby. 21 tackles. 3 turnovers. 96 meters carried. 1 try. 4 offloads. 0 missed tackles. Pundits called it the best flanker performance of the URC round. That was when fan pages lit up. Call him up. How is this guy not a Bok? Wake up, Saru. That night marked the shift, from overlooked prospect to undeniable beast. Sources close to the Bok camp revealed that Rassie Erasmus did inquire about Tshituka ahead of the 2023 Rugby Championship. He was reportedly on a shortlist, but lost out due to the return of older Boks post-injury. There were whispers of France sniffing around. But Tshituka reportedly turned down interest from French clubs and other national setups. Why? Loyalty. He believes his story belongs with the Springboks. But how long can loyalty hold, if the door stays shut? Vincent Tshituka is now test-capped, and he's made the most of every second. His profile as a flanker-lock hybrid opens up new doors, especially in systems like Rassie Erasmus, where versatility is prized. In a Springbok pack built around set-piece supremacy and physical dominance, Tshituka's lineout skills and tackle rate give him an edge over more traditional open sides. And while he may not be the jackal at the ruck, he makes up for it in ruck security, cleanouts, and pure defensive intimidation. Looking ahead. Short term, backup 6/7 option in Bok squads. Mid-term, potential starting 6 or lock in Bok evolution. Long term, a critical forward for a post-2027 transition team. The only thing left is consistency and opportunity. On July 5, 2025, at Loftus Versfeld in Pretoria, the moment Vincent Tshituka had spent his life chasing finally arrived. He walked onto the field, not as an overlooked talent, not as a squad hopeful, but as a Springbok. Against Italy, Tshituka was all substance. 17 tackles, second most on the team. 0 missed tackles. 100% lineout success on his own throws. 80 minutes of high-intensity work across the park. He didn't steal ball at the ruck like a traditional number 7. But that's not his game. What he did do was anchor the breakdown, clear bodies, smash collisions, and create front foot momentum. His performance was quiet, but commanding. The kind of test debut that coaches remember. The kind that whispers, "I belong here." Vincent Tshituka didn't just fight to wear green and gold. He bled, lifted, smashed, and rose, until the system had no choice but to listen. And now that he's arrived, he's never going back. If this story moved you, hit like, subscribe, and comment below. Should Vincent Tshituka be a permanent Springbok starter?